There's a question that's been sitting heavy with me. Someone asked, is it ever okay to get revenge? What if the only thing that feels right is justice? And I get it. When someone hurts you so deeply, it can feel like the only way to restore your balance is to make sure they feel what you felt. Like justice is the only thing that will let you breathe again. But I've learned something that changed how I carry pain, and maybe it'll help you too. First, let's talk about what it means to feel like a doormat, to feel walked over, used, taken for granted. It doesn't happen out of nowhere, and it's not always loud. Sometimes it's small things that add up. The way someone talks to you, the way they dismiss your needs, or how they make you feel invisible, even while standing right next to them. And you tell yourself it's not that bad. You try to stay kind. You try to make peace. But deep down, a voice inside you is saying, I didn't deserve that. And you're right, you didn't. But here's where it gets real. The way people treat you often reflects what you believe you deserve. Not what you actually deserve, but what you've convinced yourself you're worth. And that's not always easy to face. It's painful to admit that part of the reason we ended up in situations like that is because somewhere along the way, we accepted less. We tolerated disrespect. We stayed quiet when we should have walked away. We bent ourselves to keep the peace, thinking we were being strong. But strength isn't silence. Strength is knowing when your silence has turned into self-abandonment. See, it's not about blame. It's about awareness. When you see it for what it is, you can change it. Allah, in His justice, does not overlook your pain. And He doesn't need you to play judge, jury, and executioner. You don't have to chase people down to make them pay. That's not your job. That's not your burden. And honestly, carrying that kind of anger weighs more than the original pain ever did. It eats at you. It darkens you. It turns your mind into a war zone where you keep replaying moments you wish never happened. That's not healing. That's emotional incarceration. Here's something I had to learn the hard way. Sometimes people come into your life not to bless you, but to expose you, to show you where your boundaries are missing, where your self-worth is shaky, where your heart is still carrying unhealed wounds. It doesn't excuse what they did, but it explains why you were open to receiving it. And that's when the real work begins. Instead of asking, how do I make them feel what I felt? I started asking, what made me think I had to accept that in the first place? I had to sit with myself, with the version of me that believed she had to shrink to be loved, the one who thought being chosen meant being quiet about her needs, the one who feared walking away more than she feared staying. It's not easy, but it's necessary. And here's the truth most people won't say. Revenge doesn't make you feel better. It might give you a quick hit of power, a temporary sense of control, but it won't bring peace. That comes from restoring the relationship you have with yourself. When you know who you are, you stop negotiating your value. Allah says in the Quran, indeed, Allah commands justice, excellence, and giving to relatives, and forbids immorality, bad conduct, and oppression. Surah An-Nahl 90. That's not a call for revenge. That's a reminder of what divine justice really looks like. It's not petty. It's not bitter. It's complete. It's clean. It's healing. You can walk away from someone and still want goodness for them. That's not weakness. That's power. That's clarity. That's you refusing to carry energy that doesn't belong to you anymore. Let Allah deal with them. Let Him be your witness. You don't need to defend your pain to people who refuse to see it. You don't have to scream your story to be heard by the one who already knows every detail. And when you stop trying to get even, you finally make space for something better to reach you. Sometimes we think we're waiting on justice, but really, justice has been waiting on us, waiting for us to believe we're worthy of better, waiting for us to stop entertaining people who can't love us properly, waiting for us to raise our standard and keep it there, even when we're lonely. When you tune your energy to what you truly deserve, the people who once fit your life start falling off naturally, and it's not your job to chase them. It's your job to keep walking. So no, I don't believe in revenge. I believe in responsibility. I believe in realignment. I believe that what you attract shifts the second you do. And maybe today, instead of saying, how do I make them pay? Ask, what do I want to receive now? Because healing isn't about getting justice. Healing is about realizing that Allah has already seen it all. And if you stay in alignment with Him, He'll make sure you rise from it all. You don't need revenge when you trust the one who never sleeps. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.